June 2024 Swirler of the Month. David Jerome Johnson, born in a Grammy Black community in Memphis, Tennessee, and nurtured by the Black community, primarily by Black women, is an American former professional football player who was a running back in the National Football League, NFL. He played college football for the Northern Iowa Panthers and was selected by the Arizona Cardinals in the third round of the 2015 NFL Draft. Johnson spent 5 seasons with the Cardinals, earning Pro Bowl and All-Pro selections in 2016. He also played for the Houston Texans and New Orleans Saints. David Johnson signed a 3-year, $39 million contract with the Arizona Cardinals, including a $12 million signing bonus, $31,882,500 guaranteed, and an average annual salary of $13 million. David becoming involved with women of different races is an increasingly common phenomenon, well known in the Black community, particularly among wealthy Black men. Non-Swirl Zone has highlighted this phenomenon in many of his previous videos. Looking through the lens of the dual dynamics theory, an exploration of suspended animation and emotional vortex in Black men, developed by Non-Swirl Zone, which argues that despite the availability of same-race women and the social stigma, discrimination, and lack of acceptance from the families and friends of women from other races, Black men with means continue to pursue these relationships. Non-Swirl Zone's dual dynamics theory offers a comprehensive framework to analyze 2 distinct yet interconnected aspects of human psychology: the concept of suspended animation in psychological contexts and the experience of a psychological vortex characterized by anxiety. This essay explores these 2 components, highlighting their interrelations and the broader implications for understanding human behavior, particularly in the context of Black men. It examines why, despite the availability of same-race women, the social stigma, discrimination, and lack of acceptance from families and friends of other races, Black men with means continue to pursue these relationships. Suspended animation in psychological contexts. The concept of suspended animation within the dual dynamics theory refers to psychological states where individuals feel as though they are in a standstill, unable to move forward or backward. This sense of being stuck can manifest in various ways, including indecision, procrastination, and a pervasive sense of stagnation. Suspended animation often results from overwhelming stress or anxiety, which can paralyze individuals and prevent them from taking action. This state is characterized by a sense of helplessness and frustration, as people feel trapped in their circumstances with no clear path forward. In many cases, this psychological suspension can lead to further mental health issues, such as chronic anxiety and a deepening sense of stagnation, in which Black men have been convinced, primarily by the media and others, that developing intimate relationships outside their race will create upward mobility and free them from what they perceive as the bad aspects of the Black community. For Black men, the experience of suspended animation can be exacerbated by systemic issues such as racial discrimination, socioeconomic challenges, and the pressure to conform to cultural expectations. These external stressors can contribute to a heightened sense of being stuck, as the pathways to progress and success may seem more limited or fraught with obstacles. Understanding the underlying causes of suspended animation is crucial for developing effective therapeutic interventions. By identifying the sources of stress and anxiety that contribute to this state, mental health professionals can help Black men break free from their psychological standstill and regain a sense of agency and purpose. The psychological vortex and anxiety. The second component of Non-Swirl Zone's dual dynamics theory involves the concept of a psychological vortex, a metaphor for the intense and often overwhelming emotions that can trap individuals in repetitive thought patterns and behaviors. This vortex is closely associated with anxiety, as the swirling, chaotic nature of these emotions can exacerbate feelings of fear and uncertainty. Anxiety, as a central element of the psychological vortex, can create a self-perpetuating cycle where negative thoughts and emotions feed off each other, intensifying the individual's distress. This cycle can be difficult to break, as the individual's focus becomes increasingly narrow, fixating on the sources of their anxiety and amplifying their fears. For Black men, the psychological vortex of anxiety can be intensified by the additional burden of racial stressors. Experiences of discrimination, microaggressions, and the need to navigate predominantly white spaces can heighten anxiety and contribute to a sense of being trapped in a psychological vortex. The pressure to maintain a strong, resilient facade can also prevent Black men from seeking help, further entrenching them in this cycle of anxiety. Effective management of suspended animation and the psychological vortex involves strategies aimed at disrupting this cycle and broadening the individual's perspective. Techniques such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, mindfulness practices, and stress reduction exercises can help Black men gain control over their thoughts and emotions, reducing the intensity of the vortex and alleviating anxiety. Congratulations, David Jerome Johnson, June 2024, Swirler of the Month.